Hard Facts. Hard Facts with Diode.
Compliments of the season, Happy New Year to you, and welcome to today's edition of Hard Facts, the very first edition for the year 2022, originally live from your number one talk news and sports radio station. We are 92.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Adedayo Elusakin. 10 minutes gone past 3 p.m. It's very fine. Third day in the month of January, third day in the year as well, 2022. A Monday it is, the very first Monday as well. Several firsts today, and I hope that the start to the new year has been cheering for you, and you can see the light if you are not already in the light. Congratulations once again. It is a big deal. I know you might want to not make very much of it, and maybe in some other instance you might not, but you are a Nigerian if you're a Nigerian listening, and you are living in Nigeria if that's the case. Oh, it is a big deal for you. It's a major deal, as a matter of fact. So congratulations. For everybody else, it's a good thing as well. Congratulations to you also for making it into the new year. I, for one, I am excited about the new year and what it offers, and I'm extremely optimistic about what it portends and the prospects and what it portends for the nation as well. Welcome once again. Thank you very much for joining me throughout last year for Hard Facts. And thank you very much for making it a point to be on the show today as well, as we begin another journey of talking for development. And sure, the spotlight remains on the really important things, and with a view also to contributing our quota to changing the narrative, to national development, nation building, and eventually we will have the Nigeria we can all be proud of. So I look forward to the conversation this year as well. Discussing the several issues that we are prone to, and maybe bringing on a couple of new items as well, but ultimately hoping that we all have a great time where we're discussing the several matters that will come up in the course of the year 2022, and which will no doubt to be discussed on the show as well. Welcome once again. Now on today's show, as usual, from now till 7 o'clock we keep the conversation going. Some matters we are lined up for today's discussion, and you have a chance to be a part of it as well via the usual platforms. The phone numbers will be given out in a moment. You can join in via WhatsApp also. We are live on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. Facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. Remember to like our page while you're there as well. And also, you can watch our shows on YouTube. We've got a YouTube account. Just search for Nigeria Info PH on YouTube, and to remember to also like our page on YouTube and follow our page as well. All right. So, without further ado, let's go straight into the conversation. Then, some of the matters that caught my attention on the show today. Or rather today's side comments, but maybe just a quick look at some of the items we're discussing today first off. Now I do have side comments today, random stories, random thoughts that caught my attention as I checked out the news. And after that, oh yes, in case you were wondering, yep, the side comments are back. Yep, the side comments are back today. And also the rants are back as well. Yeah. Now remember, late last year, as always has been my practice for several years, during festive periods and celebratory periods, I usually suspend the side comments and the rant especially. But that's back right now, even though there were several calls for it to have been brought back late last year. But I maintain my position. But I am delighted to announce now that the rant will be back today. So there's something in my mind. I'll be expressing a thought on it in a few minutes, and I'd like to get your thoughts and mine till 4, but we'll get to that in a moment. So at 4 o'clock we've got business news coming up as usual. Some things haven't changed. After that, we'll be doing an analysis of the statewide broadcast by His Excellency Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State to mark the 2022 New Year. I'll be having some guests with me in the studio as we analyze the governor's address Henry Kine, legal advisor with the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights, will be with me in the studio. Also, Olalekan Ige, his editor of the Independent Monitor, will be my guest in the 4 o'clock hour as we take a critical look at the governor's statewide broadcast as to whether or not the governor's speech addresses concerns of especially residents of Rivers State. We'll be taking a look at that between 4 and 5. At 5, we've got the news update also. That hasn't changed, I suppose. And we'll delve into another matter. Yes, we will. Police can't find arms and ammunition. Yeah, and not arms and ammunition belonging to criminals, by the way. Arms and ammunition, I'm referring to arms and ammunition belonging to the police itself. Apparently, that's a thing these days. Now, here's a story cut to the Vanguard newspaper. 178,459 firearms, ammunition missing from police armory, and that's according to an audit report. Now, here's a bit of the story. Now, 88,078 AK-47 rifles, 3,907 assaulted rifles, and pistols not accounted for nationwide as at January 2020. About 178,459 different types of arms and ammunition got missing from the police armory in 2019 without any trace or formal report on their whereabouts. An audit report of the Auditor General of the Federation has stated of the figure, the details show that 88,078 AK-47 rifles, 3,907 assaulted rifles and pistols from different formations nationwide could not be accounted for as at January 2020. Details of the missing arms were contained from pages 383 to 391 of the Auditor General for the Federation Annual Report on Non-Compliant Internal Control Weaknesses Issues in Ministries, Departments and Agencies of the Federal Ministry or the Federal Government of Nigeria for the year ended 31st December 2019, submitted by the Office of the Auditor General to the National Assembly. Similarly, it was dated 15 September 2021 and signed by the Auditor General Adolphus Agugu. The report accused the headquarters of the Nigeria Police Force of lacking comprehensive details of unserviceable weapons, fearing that such could fall into some unauthorized hands for illegal use. A letter attached to the report stated that, quote, in accordance with Section 85(2) and 4 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, I have the pleasure to submit to the National Assembly 2 copies of the Auditor General for the Federation's annual report on the non-compliance, internal weaknesses, issues in ministries, departments and agencies of the federal government. The report stated that the action contravenes paragraph 2603 of the Financial Regulations, which stipulates that in the event of any loss of stores, the officer in charge of the store in which the loss occurs shall report immediately to the head of department or unit, but not later than 3 days by the fastest means possible if the loss occurs away from headquarters. Now, the report states, thus, audits observed that from the review of arms movement register, monthly returns of arms and ammunition register at the armory section, the total number of lost firearms as reported as of December 2018 stood at 178,459 pieces. Now, formal reports of the loss of firearms through Dolly completed Treasury Form 146 loss of stores were not presented for examination. Records obtained from the force armament at the force headquarters showed 21 mobile police force squadron Abuja did not report a single case of missing firearm, whereas a schedule of missing arms obtained from the same. PMF showed a total number of 46 missing arms between year 2000 and February 2019. Anyways, that's the story basically. 178,459 firearms, ammunition missing from police armory audits report. I'll be discussing that in the 5 o'clock hour after the news update. I'll be joined by Ambassador Oamien Roy. He DV is a group CEO, August I Limited. He's also an army veteran as well. He will join me, a security expert, in the 5 o'clock hour. Taking on till about 6 p.m. We've got major news at 6 after the headlines at 5:30, and after that, open season comes up. Every matter discussed on the show today will be open for discussion in that period till about 7 o'clock, when we wrap it up. The sports gang will be in by 7 for extra time. And that's the lineup for discussions on today's edition of Hard Facts, the first in the year 2022. You're welcome once again. So let's keep the ball rolling right now with today's side comments, random stories, and random thoughts of mine on the stories, which once again, I hope you do remember, will not be discussed at this time. They're not up for discussion, but much later on during the open season segment especially, I suppose I will be able to take your contributions at that time. Budget analyst Ken Henshaw has scored the Niger Delta state governors very low in the formulation and implementation of the budget. Henshaw, Ken, told our correspondent that there is no evidence that the state government in the region takes seriously the policy document called the budget. Let's hear what Ken Henshaw had to say about this.
States of the Niger Delta in Nigeria have not done excellently as relates to development planning. And in the Niger Delta, these states have treated budget processes as annual rituals and not something that they are seriously committed to doing. Unfortunately, they do not see budgets as instruments that spell out their agenda, their plans. The Niger Delta just score for me very, very low in terms of budget development and budget implementation. Not just around that, in terms of development planning.
Ken said the state government in the Niger Delta region also performed low in the area of education, health, and employment generation.
They do not see the budget as instruments that should help them reflect deeply, plan seriously, and execute programs that that touch on particular areas of work. For example, if you look at the education and health sectors in states of the Niger Delta, you will see that there has not been any significant improvement, not before 2021, not in 2021, no significant improvement. In terms of security, there have been no significant improvement. In terms of employment and unemployment indicators, states of the Niger Delta are perhaps the most hit by unemployment.
Well, at least you can be rest assured that the budgets of the government or the state in the Niger Delta had very fancy sounding names, maybe names like budget of convoluted frustrations, budget of inexplicable maladministration, budget of inconsistent vituperations, budget of lugubrious I don't know. Can somebody help me out with, please? And by the way, these titles I just read out right now are not real. Can you give me examples of what some of the budgets should have or could have sounded like via WhatsApp now on 0809 030 6416 0809 030 6416. Let me hear an example of what you think the budget would sound like, or what some of the budgets do sound like, across the country, but especially here in the Niger Delta region. Budget of disturbing let's say budget of disturbing controversies. Yeah. Someone says budget of consolidation. Well, that one is real. I'm talking about ideas for budget names that could have been, but did not make it actually. Someone says budget of structure and on ground. Oh yeah, that's something. Budget of flyovers, Dial. Oh well, I mean it was the flyover season, and maybe it is at the moment. Budget of disturbing hallucinations. Maybe another one as well. Budget of next level flyer. Budget of conjugated agglutination. That's a good one. That's a very good one. When you hear budget of conjugated agglutination, I mean, first you don't know what it means, and then second, it has to be good. I mean, if it sounds like something you've never heard before, it must be good, right? I mean, budget of stomach infrastructure. Budget of environmental reclamation. Budget of conglomerated conjugal. All right. Okay. That one. See, you see, these are the good ones. When you hear a budget is a budget of conglomerated conjugal, it has to be a good budget, because the more complex it sounds, the better the budget is. Budget of recovering the economy. That one is not. That one cannot be a good budget, because you know what those words mean. Budget of shame to the opposition. Aha! This is a good one also, because anything that shames the opposition has to be a good one. A good thing, by the way. Budget of utmost optimism. Aha! This is it. This is the one. That's the budget. That's the one every state should have. Yeah. Budget of who does that. That's a good one too. That's a very good one too. Budget of consolidated, hallucinated, jangbajastic. Okay. Where are James catastrophic? This is the best budget ever. This is the best budget ever. Really. Budget of superfluous structural infrastructural display. Wow. This sounds like the American budget. Superfluous structural infrastructural display. That sounds like the American budget. Maybe that's why the US is as advanced as it is right now. Budget of mirror and smokescreen. Let's see. Budget of convoluted upheaval. Wow, that's a very nice one. That sounds like a first world country budget. Budget of convoluted upheaval. Yeah. Budget of holistic densification. Goodness gracious. That's it. That has to be the one that isn't in France. That's why you don't know what it means. Kabbalistic densification. Yeah. Tell you, that has to be the one that they're using in France. Sounds like it. Sounds like it. Budget of irreplaceable conjugal twinning. Wow. Wow. Budget of extraterrestrial advanced program innuendos evaluation. That sounds like the budget no country can use right now. That budget should be reserved for the year 2050. Yeah, budget of extraterrestrial advanced program innuendo evaluation from Imago. That budget in anywhere in the world cannot be used now. It has to be for the year 2050. Yeah, it has to be for the year 2050. Well, anyways, you all get the point. At least we have that in the Niger Delta. We have some really nice sounding names, some confusing ones also. But as to what impact it has on the people, as to what the policy direction is, as to what extent does it improve the economy, does it create jobs, zilch. But all is not lost. They have nice names, or confusing ones. Yeah. The Nigeria Labour Congress has raised the alarm over the underdevelopment of the country's downstream petroleum sector. In a New Year's Day message, NLC President Ayuba Waba claimed that about $9.5 billion have been spent on turnaround maintenance and other interventions since 2012, yet till date, government is yet to resolve the mass importation of refined products. It directed workers in, I guess the NLC has been observing this for a while now. But I think the NLC is just doing this to announce itself. Announce that everybody should get ready, and government especially, should get ready for a showdown come 2022. I'm sure we're going to hear a lot of the NLC in this year. Inevitable. We're going to hear a lot of and from the NLC in the year 2022. Absolutely. Now, President Buhari has commended Nigerians for their courage in facing the various challenges of 2021, especially the COVID-19 pandemic. In a New Year statement, President Buhari assured Nigerians that his administration is committed to ending insecurity. He said Nigeria will continue to invest in the firepower needed to fight insecurity. And I'm sure Nigerians are at ease right now. They are very comfortable because His Excellency the President has assured them that everything is well. So why not? Why not be joyous and sing praises? Because after all, Nigerians have been assured. And Serap is calling on President Buhari to probe persistent allegations of corruption in the spending of security votes by state governors. Serap in a letter signed by its Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare. So probing the spending of security votes and ensuring accountability for any cases of corruption would improve the ability of government to deliver on the promises on security. Well, it would be a big step if something is done in that direction. It makes no sense under any guise, even security, for anyone, including governors, or especially governors, to spend money in the name of security votes without accounting for it. Number one, it's not their money, so there's no reason they should spend it without letting the people know what they spent it on, or how it was spent, or even in some cases, exactly how much was spent. So let's hope we can make some progress in that direction as well. The federal government has assured Nigerians of generating 25,000 megawatts of electricity in the country, and as part of efforts to enhance economic activities, Minister of Power Muazu Sambo said this in Katsina at the weekend while inspecting power transmission substation projects in the state. How exactly the federal government intends to generate 25,000 megawatts is completely beyond me, because after how many years of this administration, we're still looking at about, I don't know, maybe 5,000 megawatts, and we're talking 25,000. And this administration is going to be over, I think, the year 2023. That's just next year. Yeah, so anyways, you have been assured. So I think that's going to be it for today's side comments and the messages for the budget. Names keep coming in. You can also post them on our Facebook page, by the way. Just go to facebook.com /Nigeria Info PH. Remember, we're live there as well. Via Facebook, Egbune Uche goes budget of Al Ibn Al Mustaf. I guess that's what the UAE uses. Well, maybe. I don't know, really. but possibly. Many thanks for joining in. And after I'll return for today's rant, still had to fight the Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. Please stay with us.
Information is a two-way thing. Nigeria Info, it's your turn. Let's talk.
And now, Hard Facts. Hard Facts with Diod.
Hello and welcome back to Hard Facts to Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. I'd like to rant for just a bit. There is something that I'm thinking, I've been pondering today. I'll be expressing some thoughts on it, and I don't mind you expressing your thoughts and mine till 4 p.m. Well, it's remarkable, really, that the first round for the year has to do with none other than the Nigeria Police Force. I can't say that I wanted it to be that way, but somehow, some way, it just happens to be that way. I was telling someone over the weekend how that the police just makes it easy. It just make it easy for you to have these matters to discuss about their actions or inactions, as the case may be. Well, the essence of today's rant is to remind the police, our gallant officers in the NPF, that they are not above the law. The police is not above the law. In fact, nobody, as a matter of fact, is above the law. Not even the president himself is above the law. And I hope that our gallant officers, in their bid to try to ensure security, may have forgotten certain things. They forget a lot of things. Some of them even forget how to read car document as well. That's why they hold them up upside down when you give it to them. But hopefully today's rant will remind them of a very important sacrosanct aspect of their service to the nation, because it is service to the country, that they are not above the law. Now, here's the story that inspired today's rant. You may have come across it before now, but cut to the point in this paper. Police boss orders arrest of Lagos Estate security guards for delaying him. Now, here's the story. The Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Hakeem Odumosu, ordered the arrest of private security guards at Brooks Estate, Magodo, a sheriff, for allegedly delaying and denying him entrance into the estate. It was gathered that the police boss had gone to the estate in his convoy to meet a strategic partner at a function on Saturday when the incident happened. A statement from the Lagos State Police Command clarified that the CP did not lock down the estate as speculated on social media. Now, in a statement titled, quote, Brooks Estate not locked down by Lagos CP, the Lagos Police Public Relations Officer, Adekunle Ajisebutu, warned private security guards against disregard for police officers. The statement read, CP Hakeem Odumosun, who was recently promoted to the enviable rank of Assistant Inspector General of Police, due to his hard work and commitment to duty. Now, first off, these guys who write this press statement, what exactly do they think? Whether it's a press statement for the police, as happened in this case for the police commissioner, or press statement for a local government chairman, or press statement for the governor, or press statement for the president, what do they because these are supposed to be experienced PR and media persons. So sometimes when they come up with these statements, it just makes me wonder, what does the issue in question have to do with the police commissioner having been recently promoted to the enviable rank of AIG? What does that have to do with anything? It definitely has got nothing to do with the issue in question. But whoever prepared the statement just felt the need to remind the whole world that the CP has been promoted to the enviable position of AIG. So you better recognize. You have to remember that. He's not your mate. He is right now on the enviable position or rank of Assistant Inspector General of Police. Back to the statement. Due to his hard work and commitment to duty, visited the public estate yesterday, January 1, 2022, to meet a strategic partner at a function after going around visiting some places in the state to ensure the safety of Lagosians. The Commissioner of Police was accompanied by his armed security details and was driven in his official car bearing an official number plate and a pennant, including all the paraphernalia of office. On reaching the estate gate, he was properly introduced, notwithstanding the visible security details in uniform, including a dispatch rider in his convoy. Yet he was prevented from entering the estate by some overzealous private security guards. All appeals to the security men to allow the CP go to see someone at a function where an urgent matter bordering on security was to be discussed fell on deaf ears, even when they had foreknowledge of his coming. Now, in spite of this deliberate humiliation, the senior police officer remained calm when it became obvious that the security men were going overboard. The CP, after about 30 minutes humiliation, ordered the arrest of 4 of the security men, leaving 1. However, in order not to make the estate porous, the Commissioner of Police immediately posted well-armed policemen at the gate to support the security men, left behind. He said, a few minutes later, a female resident of the estate, later identified as Adebola Fatih Regun, who didn't witness the incident but heard of it, stormed the gate in anger, inciting other residents against the Commissioner of Police and his aides. She was also arrested for inciting violence and conduct likely to cause a breach of peace. All those arrested were taken to the Isheri Police Division, where they made statements. They were subsequently released a few minutes after, following the intervention of notable individuals. At no time the Commissioner of Police shot or locked down the estate. The police boss could not have done that for whatever reason, knowing that the estate is a residential one. Some residents of the estate, in solidarity with the arrested security men, deliberately closed the gates, thereby creating a temporary gridlock. This they did after the CP had left, perhaps to blackmail him and make him release the security men. Of course, I mean, when people try to stand up for their rights, they're trying to blackmail somebody very important, especially somebody who has been promoted to the enviable rank of Assistant Inspector General of Police. Obviously, his enemies, possibly, quite likely, his enemies who are envious of his enviable promotion to the rank of Assistant Inspector General of Police, were trying to tarnish his good image and blackmail him. That's why they locked the gates. But then again, there are two sides to every story. So let's take the other side for now before I arrive at my conclusion. So here is another version or the other side to the story. Also was published by the Punch newspaper, and this one's captioned, "Detained security guards, widow didn't deny CP entry, Lagos Estate tackles police boss." Magodo Brooks Resident Association has denied claims by the Lagos Police Command that the Commissioner of Police, Hakeem Odumosu, was humiliated and denied entry into the estate. Residents of the estate lamented that apart from arresting and detaining security guards, a widow and her children were also arrested and detained on the order of the CP. The Lagos Police Public Relations Officer, Adekunle Ajisebutu, had in a statement noted that the CP didn't lock down the estate, noting that he was stopped from entering the estate despite being accompanied by his armed security details, driven in his official car bearing an official number plate and a pennant, including all the paraphernalia of office. But the estate, in a press statement, said the security guards had no prior knowledge of the CP's visit and were arrested in their bid to assist him with directions. The statement read, quote, "The executives of Mabra would like to apologize to all residents who were delayed in a traffic jam caused by the social visit of the Commissioner of Police, Hakeem Odumosu, on the 1st of January 2022 to our estate. At about 6 p.m. Sunday evening, Odumosu entered our estate to attend a social event at the instance of one of our residents. It was quite a busy day in the estate yesterday, as many residents had ongoing social events. The estate security operatives on duty, having not had prior knowledge of Mr. Odumosu's visit, and in a bid to assist him with directions to the house of his host, sought to ascertain the particular resident he was visited. The commissioner interpreted this act as an insult on his person and ordered the immediate arrest of all the security operatives on duty, even after gaining access into the estate to attend the party. A resident who happens to be a widow that was passing by with her 3 children was also ordered to be arrested alongside her 3 children by the Commissioner of Police. Her offense was that she tried to intervene to understand the situation. The executive, represented by the vice chairman and the publicity secretary, after being briefed of the situation, proceeded to the party to apologize on behalf of the security operatives for any disrespect caused to the commissioner and plead for the release of the resident, her 3 children, and the security operative. Those pleas fell on deaf ears. At this point, the executives, members of the Estate Security Committee, the estate CSO, and some residents had converged at the estate gate to plead with the commissioner on his way out, with the hope that his anger would have subsided after enjoying the party. To our amazement, the commissioner came down from the car on his way out, said he was insulted by our estate, and further instructed that the remaining security operatives who replaced the arrested ones should also be arrested. Now, this resulted in complete shutdown of the estate, as no one could go in or come out, as our estate gate is automated and the operatives with the access token were all arrested with a token. This further resulted in the traffic jam that occurred on CMD Road for over 4 hours. Pleas from different angles were made to the commissioner, with no yield until about 11 p.m. when he finally gave in. The estate was finally able to bail the security operatives who were already put in a cell. The resident with her 3 children, who were put behind the counter at about 11:30 p.m. Now, one thing is certain. Some things are certain or factual about the matter in question. One is that the CP visited this estate. That's a fact. Do we know exactly why he was there? We may never know why he was there, because the estate insists that the commissioner was there to attend the party, whilst the police insist that the commissioner of police was there for security reasons, to meet with a strategic person for security matters. But the question, one thing is also fact here, maybe not from the story, but gated communities, gated estates usually have a protocol, and nobody, not even the commissioner of police, is above that protocol as far as I'm concerned. Now, even when the police comes to your house to make an arrest, even when they come to make an arrest or to search your property, a police officer, it doesn't matter who he is, even the CP himself, even the IG, doesn't have the right to simply just storm into your premises. They must have what's called a warrant. They must have a warrant before they can come onto your premises, whether for a search or to make an arrest. A police officer can't just show up at your gate, shouldn't just show up, except, of course, maybe in exceptional cases. If a police officer sees that you are in the course of committing a crime or suspects strongly that you are about to commit a crime, that officer, of course, is bound to do whatever he or she can legally to stop that crime from being committed. But simply showing up at your doorstep and storming in is not allowed. Not even the CP can do that. And the same thing applies to some of these estates. They have protocols. In some estates, you have to notify when you get to the gate. It's not enough that the resident in the estate has told them, I'm expecting a guest. The security guys at the gate have to notify the resident that this person is here to see you. And then the resident has to give approval for that person to be allowed in. Now, nothing in this statement suggests that the CP was there to make an arrest or stop a crime from being committed, in which case he would need to even show that there is a warrant, and they need to gain access either to make an arrest or conduct a search or on some other official duty. But that did not seem to be the case. The commissioner of police was there to see someone, whether it was for security reasons as alleged by the police PRO, or it was to go and eat party jollof rice as suggested by the estate statement. The fact of the matter is that the commissioner of police was there not to effect an arrest, not to conduct a search of any sort. So, if the security guys at the gate ask him, where are you going? As far as I'm concerned, they have not overstepped their bounds. They have not overreached. The police commissioner should simply state, this is where I'm going. I'm going to road number 22, house number 4. It's as simple as that. As simple as that. That you are police commissioner, that you have convoy, that you have flag on your car, that you have pennants, that you have special number plates, that you have a retinue of security operatives with guns and all of that, and sniper rifles protecting you, does not mean that anytime you get to any gate or any estate, they should just throw open the gates for you and say, CP is here. CP who has been appointed to the enviable position, not just a normal CP, not just a regular CP, but the one that's been promoted to the enviable position of AIG, for that matter. Doesn't work that way. Reportedly, you are there to eat jollof rice. And even if you were there to meet with a strategic person to address the security concerns of Nigeria, you were asked, where are you going? Respond, we're going to road number 22, house 5. Simple as that. I have a feeling that if the CP has simply conducted himself and, according to the rules and regulations of that estate, this ugly incident would never have happened in the first place, because it is highly unlikely that the security guards at that estate would simply deny anybody, or the CP especially in this case, access to the estate for no logical or plausible reason, just because they felt, no, you can't go in. No, it doesn't work that way. There are protocols, and they have a job to do as well, and it seems to me like they were simply doing their job, asking Mr. Commissioner of Police, where are you going? As simple as that. But then again, we live in a country where people just feel that once you look in a particular way, or you are a CP who has been promoted to the enviable position of AIG, then everybody must worship you and bow before you and simply tremble at your very presence or at the very call of your name. So, I hope that some investigation is going to be carried out by the Police Service Commission or the IG himself. Some investigation will be carried out to determine what exactly happened. Because in sensible societies, that's what would happen. An investigation would be conducted to determine what exactly happened, who overreached, who did wrong in this case. Because not just were residents of that estate affected, it caused a major traffic gridlock on that stretch of road, reportedly lasting about 4 hours. Some persons may have had their rights abused as well if they were arrested illegally and detained illegally also for simply doing their jobs or expressing their position, as that resident and our 3 children may have done. I hope that there's an investigation and that if anybody is found wanting, including the Commissioner of Police, who has recently been appointed to the enviable rank of AIG, even if he's wrong or culpable as well, appropriate sanctions and punishments must be meted out to him and his gallant boys. On that note, I end my round. Thanks for listening. Hope I didn't bore you. Any thoughts about let's hear it? The numbers are the same line to rip and call 0817 93 0002 or 0003 0817 93 0007. We're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH and WhatsApp is on 0809 0306416. Please keep it brief and straight to the point. Let's go to the third lines now. Hello, Hard Factor, welcome 90.3.
Good afternoon, Zion.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Go ahead.
This is Dakuku from Okite.
Go ahead. Hello. All right, Scott, that's it. Via WhatsApp, what a way to kick off hashtag Diarans for the year 2022. Perhaps it's a sign that this year is going to be one funny year. I kind of feel that way also. Hello, you're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Hello, go ahead, please.
Thank you. My name is Menele Batom. I'm calling from Yenegua.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I think Mr. Commissioner of Police did very wrong by not identifying himself when the security man asked him, where are you going and who are you? I don't think the security man have any mistake or have done wrong. I have been in security. We have been experiencing this thing at the gate. When the personality will come, if you ask them, even when you have been given an instruction to check everybody's boots, anybody that is coming in, if once you tell them, please, let me check your boots, you begin to be embarrassed. They will embarrass you because of the position they occupy in the society. So, I beg, that matter should be addressed very well so that people will learn from it. Both people in the personality and the people that are doing the small man that is doing security job will not be embarrassed. Thank you. Have a nice day.
You're welcome. Happy New Year to you too. I pretty much doubt that the security guards would have wanted to search the CP's trunk or the boots of his car or his other vehicles in his convoy. But even identifying where you're going, I don't think is asking too much. 91.3, hello.
Hello.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Go ahead, please.
My name is Perfect. I'm calling from Umadaro.
Go ahead.
For the matter that I'm hearing, so I think that is Nigeria for us because I think even the Bible says the blind cannot lead a blind. How can a whole officer like that with that kind of common security guard try to put him in order and he refused because of the power that lifted up? You see, it's not making sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello. I'd like to welcome. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Another side of the story of what you're giving is, by my understanding, is that we are in Nigeria from West Africa. You will believe with me that police is not used to that kind of arrangement. Police has assumed a group of persons that we cannot question at any time, at any point. They believe when they appear, every person should look inferior. So why they arrive, not just the commissioner of police, they assume that even if it's just a constable that appears at your door, you have 100% right to open the gate for them. So it looks very strange to to the commissioner of police that me, in my sessions, and these people are questioning where I'm going and how I'm coming in. So it looks to them that this is uncalled for. And that is why we are where we are, because of who we are. So this is just a typical example of what Nigerian police force is all about. Not just Nigerian police force, but when we talk about public servants, those who have entrusted all we have into their hands to manage us and to rule us. This is the simple reason why we are not moving forward as a people.
All right. You're welcome. Great to hear from you also. Hello, 90.3.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome. Go on.
Yes.
Hello? Hello?
Good afternoon.
Hi, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Michelle, calling from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead, sir.
What I want to say is that our security agents have to be aware that asking them who they are, because you don't know everybody. You can't know everybody. As a person, everybody cannot know you.
I don't think the issue was identifying the CP. The CP had been identified. It was a case of asking where he was going, actually.
What did you say?
No, I said I don't think it was an issue of identifying the CP. The CP had been properly identified.
I'm not trying to make a point there.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Because sometimes when you're on duty, it has happened to me too. And during when I was working, I asked a man, I believe he's part of the political class. I don't know him, but after his Audley and the rest of them, they are expecting that I was supposed to know him. I said, please, sir, who are you? And who do you want to see? They are very rude and harsh to me. So that's why I'm making the point that if you are approached in a very calm way, please, sir, who are you? Do you want to see? Don't see it like you must know them. That's the point I'm making, Dayo.
All right. I get you. Glad to hear from you as well. Via Facebook, Michael Udigos, the security guard, was simply doing his job. This is simply military oppression, period. And over to WhatsApp. Then the unfortunate situation with our law enforcement agents is that they are more of demigods than humans. So crying out loud, that action was a trespass and intrusion. How can a so-called exalted CP not know that? We've lost it completely, Dial. CP recently promoted to the enviable position of AIG on Owambe mission, forming above the law and championing the rights of citizens. Appalling. I'm just tired. A lot of Nigerians are just like this CP. They don't hate oppression per se. They just hate being victims of oppression. Unfortunately, nothing will happen. Our enviable CP will go ahead to oppress other citizens for alleged lack of respect. CP, where are you going? I'm going to... CP couldn't say I'm going to eat Christmas jollof rice, so he felt the question was an insult to his person, AIG. So he got the security men arrested on some uche. I think it was New Year jollof rice. So let's get this jollof rice thing very clear. Couldn't have been Christmas because it was January 1. So it must have been New Year jollof rice. Let's not confuse this very important fact of the matter. But what is so bad with the CP saying I want to go eat jollof rice? Or I'm visiting a friend and this is where I'm going. The impunity of the highest order in Nigeria. Just hope the security guards didn't ask the CP the ever annoying question of who is bankrolling your trip to the estate. And why Chico from RG said that. Oh, that would have been. Oh, goodness gracious. God knows what will have happened to them. Ad Smart from Rivers Coast. The CP was wrong. He must follow protocols. Was the CP on a secret mission? Aha. Why didn't the host inform the estate security of his presence? Power intoxicates and absolute power destroys. Our gallant officer, just promoted commissioner is intoxicated. That's another thing as well. I mean, you would think that the person he was going to see, either for security matters or for Owambe, should have informed the gate that the CP was coming. But then again, like I said, there are certain protocols still. I mean, it seems like that communication may not have happened as well. Anyways, I do have to wrap it up on that note. It's got about a minute to go before 4 p.m. We've got the commercial break coming up. Business news and discussions continue afterward. An analysis of Governor Wike's New Year's speech. I do have some guests who are joining me for that. It's 91.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. A reminder to our police once again, you are not above the law. If you're going to eat jollof rice, even if you have just been promoted to the enviable position of AIG, tell the people you are going to eat jollof rice. Nothing wrong with that. Stay tuned. Hard Fast return shortly.